Hello everyone, this is Osamu from Zen Ideas. So today I want to talk about how you can update the user information via front-end form. I'm going to be showing you how to add user meta field, but this is the backend. So I'll show you how to add form on the front-end account page so that the individual users can update their information. So this is good if you're building some member site and a member directory. And then so something like this. So this is a listing page, members directory. And if you can click, so this is a kind of single template so that you can showcase members information. And of course, for this tutorial, so you have to enable profile builder, and also you have to install JetFormBuilder. So this is a free plugin that Crocoblock offers. And another plugin, which is free plugin that I'll be using, is User Role Editor. And I explained to you throughout this tutorial why I would need it. So let's get started. So first, let's add a new meta field for users, okay? Go to JetEngine, and here, so you see meta box. So click that. And I've already created user profile meta box. So let's just click or hit edit. So meta box titles, I named user profile, and then this meta box for user, okay? And then this visibility condition, so I pick edit user and profile. And here are the meta fields. So first one is, so I've added profile picture, and then that's a name, so you can name whatever you want. And then object type is field, and here the field type is media. And the next one is about me, so this is just the bio. So once again, so name ID, so you can pick whatever you want. And the field, and in this case I'm gonna pick text area. And the next one is job title, so once again, and I pick, this is just a simple text. And I've got the language here. Now here in Canada, we speak English and French, and some people speak bilingual, both French and English. So what I did was, on the form, so I got the 3 options to pick. So those are just radio buttons. And I use a glossary for that. And if you're not really familiar with this, just to go to JetEngine here, and then under here, this tab, so you can just pick glossaries, and you can just create glossaries. So, and in my case, I created those 3 options, English, French, bilingual. Okay, so the name is language. And then go back to meta box, so you can just pick language. Okay, and then just hit update. So let's go to all users, and just pick one here. So those are just the default field with WordPress. And the bottom here, so I see this is what I created. It's just inside the gray box. So here's picture, and about me here, and job title, and here's a language you can pick. Okay, so those are custom meta field for users. So next step is, so let's work on the editing form for users. Okay, so I've already created, it's called edit user profile. So let's take a look at inside, hit edit. And then here is the form using JetFormBuilder. So let's look at inside of this user profile editing form. So the first one is I'm using hidden field, so which is, you can find it here. And then I'm calling this called user ID. And here, so user value is gonna be current user ID, right? So next one is I'm using media field, okay? And then just label is profile picture, and then field name is profile underscore picture, okay? Now, so make sure this option, insert attachment, should be on. And then, so in my case, I use attachment ID, so you can use URL as well. And then here, so the maximum allowed file to upload is just 1, because 1 profile picture. And you can actually set the maximum size for the image. And in my case, I just use 1 megabyte. So that's big enough. And here also you can pick what kind of image file. So this is, I can just show it to you. So let's say in my case, just accept a JPEG. So you can just pick that, and probably PNG, right? So you can do this. Now the next one is, this is email. So I'm just picking, this is just a simple text field. And then label is email. I'm just using user_email for the field name. And then here, so field settings. So you can pick field type. So in my case, this is email. Okay. And the next one is at the first name. So once again, this is text field. Label is first name and the first underscore name. And then this is simply just the text. All right. So last name is similar to the first name. So label is last name and the last underscore name. And then field type is text. And then job title, once again, text field. Field label is job title and the job underscore title, and simply just text under field type. Now, about me is I'm using text area field, and then label is about me, and the field name is about_me. If you want to, you can actually set minimum length or maximum length here. And the last section here is a radio button field. Field label is language, and the field name simply just language. And here, so you can pick. In my case, I'm going to just pull this information from Glossary that I made. And then here I have only one glossary, which is language. And the last block is action button right here. And I call it update. And then action type is submit form. So next one is, so let's move on to this JetForm and post submit action. So in this case, update the user. Okay, and let's click this edit action button. So you will have to match up the field maps. So user_ID is gonna be user ID. We'll update this user. And profile picture is user meta, right? And then so you have to put this the name ID. Name ID is create a meta box, right? And then here, just show it to you. Here's the meta box. So these are name ID. So you have to just copy this and then paste that. So you have to match this up. So email is email, and the first name is first name, and last name is last name. Now job title, again, this is user meta, and you have to type the name ID. And about me is user meta, name ID here, and language, same thing, user meta, and then name ID here. So user role, so as you see, I have member. So I created another user role in addition to those standard roles. So if you remember at the beginning, I have another free plugin, the third-party plugin installed. It's called User Role Editor. Okay, so let me quickly explain this. And when you install User Role Editor, so you see under Users, and here it's a User Role Editor. So you can click that, and you can actually add a new role. Yeah, I just had it here. So I typed just member here. So you can type anything like volunteer, or that's how I added the new role. Yeah, so that's why I needed to install this plugin. So let's go back to editor form. So here, so now I can pick this member. So you can customize those message settings and then hit update. And now scroll down. So you have to enable this preset settings because this is editing existing user, right? So make sure this is enable, and the source is a user, and the get user ID from current user. Okay, so here too. So user ID is user ID, and then profile picture, I'm using meta, user meta, and then here is the name ID. So once again, so you gotta match this up. Okay. So once again, so you can customize message setting. I think I can change that to, let's say, yes, successfully update or something like that. And hit update. And then this is done. Hopefully this is not as complicated as you think. Alright, so next step is, so let's work on creating a template. Alright, so this is an account page, but we don't have a profile user tab here. So we're gonna create that. So go to Profile Builders. So this is under JetEngine and Profile Builder, and then select Account Page tab. So we need to create a new subpage, and I'm gonna just bring this up top here, and we're gonna name it to. And we're gonna create the template. So let's leave this blank for now. So I'm gonna just go ahead, hit save, and then go to Elementor and template. So let's create add new, and it's gonna be new page, and I'm gonna call it to edit user, and then hit create template. So if you look at my previous tutorial, I have already created a master template for Profile Builder. So I'm gonna use this, insert this template. So I got already have two columns. On the left hand side is I'm using edit profile menu widget, and on the right hand side just a form. So I'm gonna replace that. So I'm gonna just delete this and then use a form. I use a JetForm here, drag and drop. And the form that I just created was edit user profile. And I'm gonna just go ahead and publish. Then go back to JetEngine, Profile Builder, and account page, and user profile. So I'm gonna put the template right here. Edit user. And then save. Now let's go to the account page. Alright, so looks like form is working. So I want to test it out. I logged in as Jack on the right hand side, and then the left hand side is just the admin backend, right? So this is Jack is the user profile here. And then so I logged in as Jack. So I'm gonna just change that to, let's say, sales engineer. And I'm gonna just change this revised at the end, and English to French. Hit update. All right, now let's refresh this page on the left hand side. All right, so scroll down here. Now looks like it's got changed to sales engineer, and it's got the revised, and then now English to French. So form is working, so that's great. Now we got user account page set up, so the user can log in and they can edit their user profile. As I said in the beginning, so this is gonna be really good if you're working on members directly. Yeah, let's quickly walk you through how to create this kind of listing template and also like single page template. All right, so let's get started. So let's go to under JetEngine, the listing. So with the JetEngine, so you can create a listing template. So I already created a user listing here. So let's open up with Elementor. So it's pretty simple. And then here, just two columns. And then left hand side, so I'm using just dynamic image widget. And then here, the source is I pick profile picture. And then up here, so this is dynamic field, source is metadata, and this is first name. On the right hand side here is metadata and last name. And the next one is same thing, so I'm using dynamic field, using metadata, and then job title. And next one is same metadata, and then language. And I'm just using those nice icons here on the left hand side. Now here, so the view detail, so that takes user to the single page. So I'm using dynamic link. Now the source is, so just to pick a permalink for now. Now we're gonna change that, but this is just temporarily. just pick permalink for now. Okay, and hit update. Alright, so let's work on the members directory page. So once again, so under pages, so I already have members directly, so open up with Elementor. Alright, so this is kind of simple. So right here, so I'm using just a listing grid. So just using this listing grid here, okay? And then, so which listing? So user listing that I just created. And I'm just making just 2 columns and the status is published. Now the one thing is here, so the user query and then the roles. So I'm picking only members. Alright, so only members here. Okay, because I don't want to show, like myself, I'm an admin for this website, so I don't want to show my profile. So I'm going to show only members. Okay, now next you need to go back to, let's go back to dashboard here and go back to JetEngine profile builder. And then here on the page, now you have user page. So you have to turn this on. So this is the public page for all the user list. So the users page, so I'm going to pick the members directly that I created. And here, the single user page, again, so I'm going to turn this on and then pick the members directly. Okay. And then, so user page rewrite. So I like to use user ID personally, and you can use username too or nickname, but I like user ID. And then I'm going to hit save. So next, let's work on a single template. So go to, that's Elementor template and save template here. So I already created this single user page, and then let's take a look at with Elementor. So once again, it's pretty simple, 2 columns. So left hand side, I'm using dynamic image, source is profile picture, and here dynamic field, and then language here too, dynamic field. So I'm using the metadata, and here field language. It's very similar to the listing template. And then so I got this email. So this is once again, so dynamic field, and the source is post term user, and then that's the email. And then right here, so this one I'm using just, yeah, so I'm just using a regular text editor. So you can just pick in the right dynamic tag, and here you can just pick a custom field, and then which custom field. So this is about me. And also just to change the text size. If you want to style a little bit, you can do that too. So I'm going to just update. So now we have this single user page template. Now let's go back to members directly and then hit refresh and then click view detail. So nothing has happened. So we have to work on another step. So let's go back to JetEngine on the profile builder, and then let's go to this user page. Now we need to add this sub page. Okay, so I'm going to just use called a single member profile, and that's a slug. And then now the template we just created is a single user page, right? And I'm going to just hide it from the menu, and then page visibility is going to be all. And this section, show this page for user role. So I'm going to just leave it blank because I'm going to show that to the public, and hit save. So remember, this is a single member profile. Now we got to go back to this listing and the user listing template. Now this, we have this view detail. I'm using dynamic link. So remember that I said I set a permalink for this is just a temporary. Now you gotta change that and then go to profile page. And here, so you pick this single member profile that I just created. So pick this page and then hit update. Now let's go back to directory here and refresh. And then hit view detail. So now it works, right? Alright, so let's see how this is gonna work. So I got this registration page. So let's say Dave. And sign up. Okay, so by the way, I'm using a private window here. And on the right hand side is member directory. So let's add more information for Dave here. So I'm gonna open up, and that's his picture. So I fill in the form here and hit update. Alright, so let's refresh members directory. And here is Dave. And then take a quick look. Okay, so that's his single page. And if Dave wants to change his profile, so let's say he's gonna become senior architect. And actually he became a bilingual. Hit update. And refresh. And he can update his profile. So this was a tutorial on how to update the user account via the front end form. So you can see you can easily create a members directory like this. So this demo was a simple example, but you can create a membership website, something like business directory and job board. I created a volunteer management system using the JetEngine profile builder module. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.